Yo, what's good, everybody? So today was kind of an iffy day, but I mean, I was able to catch on with the draw on liquidity pretty quickly, and then I mean, I'm gonna break down exactly what I was going through. So last night, I low key was kind of trading Asia session. I was trading my Apex PA, and I caught a little bit of some longs. I caught a bit of a long position here, and I had these relative equal highs drawn out last night. When I was trading, price was like around this level right here. And what I noticed is that overnight we actually did end up running these relative equal highs that I drew out. So now in hindsight, when I look at it, it's like this was our whole accumulation, and then we had our manipulation. We ran that liquidity, and then we distributed down to the downside today. So we had 8:30 news come out. We sold off. This is where it started. We sold off about 240 points, and I was just kind of looking for like a setup here. I wasn't really seeing anything. Like the first thing that caught my eye was like, okay, we sold off and then we made a data low, right? So we swept the data low, we sold off the liquidity here. And then once we took this low as well, if we go back to the 1 minute, slightly right after we had this 1 minute fair value gap down here, right? And then we came back to the hourly as well too. We were also inside of an hourly fair value gap, which is this one right here. We were inside of this hourly fair value gap. So I was originally looking for longs, right? And I actually did end up taking a trade here. So we were inside of the fair value gap. We had a singular gap inverse with good momentum. I was targeting a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I'm gonna show you guys a trade that I actually did take today. I'm gonna put it right here. So this is my notes from Notion. So this is the trade that I took. I was going for a 101. My first TP was that internal high, slightly above right here. My second TP was 50% of the gap, and then I this was my break even point right here. I risked $200 on this trade, and it ended up being a break even trade. So this was my first trade going into the day. I was expecting price to rebalance and come up to the data high at least. We also had a set of equal highs as well too on the higher time frame as well. As you can see over here, we have equal highs right here as well too. But once this came out and stopped me out of break even, and then we took out this buy side liquidity, and we were struggling to push higher. I was like, okay, we're probably gonna end up going lower. And then if we go in a higher time frame now as well too, that same imbalance that we created prior from the sell off, we did come back inside. We filled it, and then this nice little draw in liquidity, this 15 minute, this sell side down here, I was like, okay, we're probably gonna sell off to that sell side, and I figured we would go down here. I dropped down to the 1 minute. Once open hit, it was the most obnoxious price action ever. I mean, like, what is this? Like, you don't expect this at all. But I wanted this sell side down here. I was eyeing it the whole time. And then once we sold off here, I was like, okay, we're probably just going to go. I ended up taking one mini. I was like, F it, let's go. I sold it here, and I figured we would keep selling a little bit, so I let it run a bit, and I ended up making about $400 on this trade. Here are my executions if you guys want to look at them. Boom. Sold here and I bought here. I made about $400, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much what my bias was for today. I mean today was really just it was terrible, but I mean we had a lot of, and then we also have this LRLR here down here too. We're probably gonna run this as well too. We just had a bunch of liquidity resting on the left side. So now that I think about it in hindsight, it was probably not a good thing to be bullish. I mean, we did have the equal highs, but it is what it is. So that's my breakdown for today. What my bias was, and then how I switched it. It was just basically a combination of fair value gap and then just liquidity resting below here as well too. After seeing no signs of any bullish scenarios at all. So yeah, that's pretty much my trade breakdown for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you guys learned something from this. This is just kind of like what I'm doing as I'm trading the markets. I'm just kind of looking at where price is gonna go. That's all you really need, are just imbalances and liquidity. And yeah, I mean, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And yeah, that's it for me.